Hey everybody, welcome back to the GoolRC YouTube channel. Finally got a little bit of reprieve from the rain here. It's a pretty warm day. I'll take an 85-degree day in March here in West Virginia. We're gonna get a chance finally to check out the new speed control in our Arrma Granite Voltage. We are running the Hobbywing 10BL 120. Same speed control that we're running in Project What the Front Wheel Drive and our DR10 drag car. Just kind of running around the yard here. These tires, my biggest complaint on the last run, unfortunately didn't get to post because there was so much background noise and some copyright issues, but the biggest issue that I run into with these copperhead tires is that they offer little to no traction. They're great for sliding around if that's what you want to do, and I'm sure that they go a long way to help save the drivetrain, but for performance driving they're not exactly what I would call a tire. They look good, don't get me wrong, they look good, and love the wheels, but there's just very, very little traction in those stock tires. Definitely looking to upgrade those right away. And there's our other obstacle for the evening. That's our 1-year-old Pyrenees puppy, Maxine Like Bear. She loves chasing this thing around. She needs a little exercise. Yes, that is a 1-year-old puppy, all 130 odd pounds of her. Hey Maxie, come here, sweet pea. You ready to get some exercise? You want to chase the truck around? Let's do it to it. Come on. All right, so let's see how it does in the yard. Compared to stock, this has so much torque. And being mid-motor, it's able to use the torque effectively. Every stab of the throttle isn't... Oh, watch out, Maxie. Every stab of the throttle isn't met with a wheelie or a backflip, worse yet. It's under geared, I will say. It's still got the stock gearing. I'm thinking the 19 would be a happy... Okay, that thing that I just said about the wheelies, I was wrong. The stock gearing being a 16, I think 90, 1690, 1691, somewhere in that neighborhood. It is woefully under geared for the amount of torque that this 3900 kV 4-pole puts out. I think that the motor could pull, I think safely pull the 19. Now, I don't know about the 25. I think that might be too much. That's 9 teeth. I don't know that it can pull that much and still be usable off-road. Now, for speed runs in a car park, maybe so. Especially if you don't need to pull full throttle. To pull full throttle from a slow speed, you know, where there's a high amp draw. I know it flipped over, didn't it, sweetheart? With the speed runs, you know, at least in parking lots around here, they're not very large, so speed runs are usually only, you know, a few seconds at full throttle once the car's moving. Now, if we had somewhere to open it up, you know, I might be more concerned, but 120 amp speed control should be able to handle that much amp draw for that short of amount of time, no problem. Or, you know, we could always slap a set of stadium truck tires on this thing to effectively gear it down and not have to worry about it. Throw a set of low profile 2.8s or a set of 2.2 stadium truck tires. The suspension's already at a ride height that would be suitable for that. Sorry about the wind today. We're under a bit of a wind advisory. We were expecting 70 to 75 mile an hour wind gusts, and we're under a burn warning. which kind of surprises me with the amount of rain that we've got, but I don't, you know, that's not for me to decide. If they say that, hey, just be careful out there, we're gonna be careful. State's entirely too beautiful. Once, you know, it starts filling out in the spring, and especially when the leaves start changing in the fall, it's way too beautiful to be catching on fire. I really feel for places like California, some of the areas there that have been devastated by fires over the last few years. It's a beautiful area. Our good friends in Australia, when they had the fires a few years ago, the places they were showing, some of the places they were showing were so beautiful. It really breaks your heart. Even on top, even more so than knowing that that's, you know, people's homes and livelihoods, you know, that doesn't help. It doesn't really matter if it's a beautiful area or not, if that takes someone's home. But for me, there's nothing quite like West Virginia in the fall, when the foliage is starting to turn. This time of year, I mean, you can see up on the hillside here, it's completely bare. It's not very pretty. We've got a couple of evergreens, but beyond that, it's not a very pretty look yet. But once everything is filled out, it's beautiful from Memorial Day weekend till Thanksgiving or so. If you've never been, I definitely encourage you, come check out the scenery in the fall. West Virginia in the fall is hard to beat. It really is. You know, I know that, oh, kind of surprised there. We have had quite a few rollovers with this truck for no other reason than it just runs out of suspension travel. There's not a lot of travel, and I think part of it may be due to the short shocks this thing uses. It uses the equivalent of a front shock from a slash two-wheel drive. It's a 84 millimeter, I believe it's 84. It's between 80 and 85 millimeters, I do believe. Very short shock, especially to be used in the rear as well. It's the same shock at all four corners. So the truck could definitely use more overall travel. The wheelie right there, it keeps getting the front end up right behind the polar bear here. Right there, there's a little dip in the yard, and it's bottoming out every time, right here. And, you know, short of that, it doesn't really have the traction to wheelie. So, I have seen a few 3D printer files for a rear skid plate and rear bumper slash wheelie bar mount that allows you to mount a Traxxas adjustable wheelie bar arm to the back of the Voltage. But honestly, with this little traction, I've yet to find a real use for one. You know, short of suspension issues, there's really no watch out, Maxie, there's no real reason for it. You know, 9.999 times out of 10, this truck is going to spin. That's why we're actually not out in the street here. Excuse me. I just took it for a fun run last night right around dusk, and the street it's asphalt, but it's very textured asphalt. It's not quite tar and chip, but it's not, you know, roadworthy, shall we say. It's hard enough that you scrape it in the wintertime, but it's not what I would call great. And even on that, it spins at any level of throttle above quarter. You can roll on this truck from half throttle to 3/4 to full throttle in that range, and it'll spin out. Even though the alleyway back here is a couple hundred feet long, you still can't hit top speed with this truck just because it spins out. So frankly, I couldn't tell you what the top speed on this is. It's not, maybe 30-ish. It's nothing insane, like as far as other trucks that this would be competing against. I mean, this isn't going to outrun a VXL Stampede, but it also doesn't cost VXL Stampede money. By the way, this is the second time that Maxie has ever seen this truck run, and she does very good to stay away from it. I'm very impressed with how quick she picks up on that. Oh, excuse me, a little dry spot in my throat there. She is, like I said, she's a year-old Great Pyrenees. She will still be considered a puppy for another 6 months, and she loves to play. So I just try and keep an eye out and make sure I don't run into her, which sometimes when she puts her big butt in between me and the truck, it's a little hard to do. I think we might have an issue here, folks. Well, that may be the end of our run. Not really sure what happened there, unless it hit low voltage cutoff, which it's entirely plausible that that's what happened. We have been out here for a few minutes. Yeah, I think that's all it was. So there you go. Complained most of the time about the tires, kind of like I figured I would, but the combination of the servo and the new electronics, again guys, I am so sorry for this win. I'm going to try and wrap it up here real quick. The combination of the Hobbywing speed control, 3900 kV motor, that 25 kilogram servo, there's 100 and, if you count the receiver, 120 bucks, maybe 120 bucks worth of electronics in there. In an $89 truck. I know that doesn't sound like a value, but when you consider there's 200 bucks here, it's brushless. Wow, I need a drink. It's brushless, 2.8 inch wheels, industry standard wheel hexes to replace the wheels when you want to. Great looking body, reasonably good suspension. The shocks are smooth. Fits a 2-cell lipo or a 2-cell sized 3-cell. I mean, what more can you ask for 200 bucks? You can get parts, replacement parts for it. It's not you know, an off-brand from Timbuk 3 or, you know, Tajikistan or something, some place that nobody's ever heard of and you'll never be able to track down again. It's from a name brand. It has support, and it's overall, it's really impressing me how much power that little plastic geared transmission can take. No complaints there. I mean, we've ran several packs through it now, and little guy's holding up. So hopefully we'll have some better bashing videos here soon. The place that I was wanting to go is closed right now and couldn't get there, so just figured we'd have a quick run around the yard with the dog here. So if you're not already subscribed, please do so. Click the bell, be notified of any new videos we post, or just to see if we're gonna check in with old Maxine Like Bear over here. And like if you liked it. If you didn't, you know, definitely hit the thumbs down. Let us know what you'd like to see changed. You know, we're here to help everybody and to grow the hobby. So whew, guys, man, really need a drink. So we thank you again for watching. Again, like I said, drop a comment below, let me know what you think, and let me know if you're out bashing your Arrma Granite Voltage this weekend or what you are out running. And we thank you for watching. Have a great day.